You were just like me, with someone disappointed in you. I've become so... Welcome back to the channel. Yo, 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 yo. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy. Oh, hopefully you had a great day. Let's get into the chart. Hey, today I'm going to just start over on SPY, and then I'm going to give you my projection on what I think is going to be happening in the coming days. So yesterday, so first I always draw my midline here, right? So my starting point for the midline is February 10th, 2022. We have a tap here on June 3rd, 2022, and then October 5th or so, 2022, okay? And so then the next thing that I would do is I would try to assess the current trend line here. You can see that you had a clean rejection off of this current downtrend, right? Here you go. Let me change this one to a solid white. Actually, I'm going to make it red. And then red for resistance, la resistance. And then we're going to draw the local uptrend, and we'll make it green. All right. All right, so now what I'm going to do, and look, this is actually really interesting. Another cool way to kind of find like a potential resistance and like stuff like where you could see a reversal occur is you pull this inverse Fibonacci, right? So you draw a Fibonacci retracement from the top of an upswing to the bottom of that downswing, and you see that we actually got rejected cleanly by the 0.5 Fibonacci. In yesterday's video, we said that we were expecting downside today. We were a little premature from a price perspective, but our timing was pretty good. Well, we actually were premature on a timing perspective too, because we thought we would roll over at this 382 Fibonacci, but clearly they wanted to come up and test this trend line first. So the correlated trend with the Fibonacci is what we should have used for our upside target rather than trying to get this lower target, which, I mean, we were still fine because we really nailed the bottom of this, but we missed out on some gains because we weren't willing to hold runners over this Fibonacci after we confirmed. We should have waited for confirmation below, okay? So that's just an interesting way to kind of find those sorts of correlations are where you can tend to see reversals occur. Let's draw a trend line up here as well, and you can see that we're creating somewhat of a channel here locally. And I mean, I guess some people would call this like a bear flag or something like that, but to me it just looks like a local bull channel. But I will say that it does look like you're pretty likely to come down and test the bottom of this thing soon, okay? So I do still see downside in the cards. I will say that short term, though, like literally as short term as like overnight, I am expecting a little bit of a push up. So I think you're going to get a retracement off of this move down. Super locally here, though, okay? And I'm expecting that SPY probably gaps up. And then at some point early in the session tomorrow, I'm expecting you either pre-market or early in the session tomorrow, I'm expecting you to be somewhere between 384.50 and like 386, okay? And the reason that I think that is because you had volume step in here on the bullish side. You also have demand that stepped in here around this price area as well early in the session. So I think that what's going to occur is you're going to see sort of a shoulder, like a right shoulder develop here, for lack of a better word, and then you're going to distribute your way down. And as far as downside targets go for this move, I still am expecting a move to the apex of these trend lines, okay? So remember, this dotted line here, I'm going to recolor it. Make it teal and thick. That's your midline, okay? I am expecting you to eventually... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to backspace. I am expecting you to come down and test here around this apex, this midline, okay? Which this apex occurs on Friday. Friday around 1 p.m. is when the actual apex is. I don't think that you're going to necessarily just like tap it or anything like that. I think you're going to trade around that region though, okay? So, oh look, our trend line is messed up because we changed time frames. That's so exciting. In addition to the 707, I have noticed that the chart has been liking the 50% retracements, the 0.5s. And you see a correlation. Yeah, you see a pretty good correlation here with the 382 as well. You have the 382s of both of these moves that are correlated here. But I would be looking for, I mean, I'm seeing a pretty intense dump occur here as you work your way down here. And then maybe some accumulative structure we'll have to see at that time. I wouldn't be super bearish though if you did like come down here and then you bounce and then you broke this trend line. I still think that's okay for you to like reaccumulate in that way. I still think that you can make a bullish thesis off of that. But breaking back below that teal midline would be pretty bearish in my eyes. Going down to 369.50, you would really have to hold that level. And if you didn't and you failed, I would expect that what that would look like is you would pull down here, hit your 786, come back for a retest, and then I think that things could get really ugly at that stage. So that's what that would look like. I'll color this one green, so you know that's my like more positive bullish scenario, and then this is more of a bearish scenario, okay? I don't really expect like a V-shaped recovery off of this move or anything like that. I do think it's more likely that you break this uptrend and then you reaccumulate out before you have the ability to push higher. So that's pretty much my local opinion on SPY. That's how I see it. I guess we can zoom out and do a little bit of a bigger picture thing. Let me get some of these drawings off of here. Let's do 4 hour. I mean, you've had quite the rally thus far. Definitely a good statement by bulls, in my opinion. I'll draw this, make this red. And this is what the line that I like to watch primarily down here in green. I'll make this white now just because it's a little bit more visually appealing. So after you recover from a bullish standpoint, what could happen is you kind of peel over this downtrend, because you do kind of have to curve back now, right? Like you're not just going to like bust through this. Like you're not going to just open and bust through that downtrend now. You got rejected by it. That's okay. You got to pull back and load up a little bit more like we've talked about before you can expect to break through there. And then at that stage, that's when you could see a continued rally occur. If that's something that you're interested in, like, you know, but at any point, like that's super invalidated if you break below this midline. If you break below the midline, I could see like lower 300s. You're going to make lower lows. It's going to be very ugly. So that's pretty much the market right now, in my opinion. That's where I stand. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you drop a thumbs up, a like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff. And still a little under the weather, so bear with me. Brain's a little foggy, but hopefully this video is a little bit more to the point. You kind of got into my mind a little bit to see the market the way that I'm seeing it right now. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed. Peace. I think I sung at the beginning, right? So I don't need to sing at the end, or do I have to? Oh. Wake me up. I can't wake up. Save me, save